So as you'll see, I've got 4 of the cameras lined up, and they're here as well. When I ask the camera people, before you start, press the record button and leave it alone. Let it run throughout the entire program. Out of the 4 cameras, only 2 listen to me. This is what happens when you don't follow directions. You give Dr. Clark more work to do. So as you're looking down here, this one and this one ran from beginning to end. This is what the other cameras did. All of this, all separate little pieces. This is the second camera, all separate little pieces. So this gave me more work to do because instead of being able to work with one, I got to search through all of this. Next time you run the cameras from beginning to end, you'll also notice several things. That these 2 cameras of Cameron and Morgan, they kept turning it on and off. They missed beginnings, they missed entire scenes because they thought they were recording when they weren't, and then they turned it off when they needed to be recording. It was all messed up. So these were the only 2 that I could use most of the time. So as we look at the beginning, watch how the 2 cameras, Cameron and Morgan, they ended up missing the beginning. Watch when the music starts. They're not running. No, they're late. This one's good. You want to have a little bit of space. You could close it in a little bit more here. You could close it in a little bit more here. Morgan, she could zoom in just a little bit more and go back and forth. You want to be steady and not jerking around. We're going to have better tripods for next time. Okay, as we look here on Deacon, this is pretty good. It's a nice wide shot. Morgan, we could zoom out just a little bit so you can get more of the faces, but you have just a little bit of separation, which is good on top. I would have widened it out just to get some more faces in, and then go slowly back and forth. Cameron, you got a lot of space up here. You want to bring it down and zoom in a little bit. 4 or 5 students going back and forth. That would be really nice. This one, need a little bit more headroom. Need to bring it down a little bit because we don't need the feet. You could go as high as here. Get a little bit more headroom and then pan back and forth. That would be wonderful. Yep, bring it down. Too much headroom. Morgan's needs to come out a little bit more, get more faces. Don't go too far. You can go up a little bit more. You can cut some of the feet off, that's okay. A little bit more headroom. All right, let's check some of the acting. We'll move over to the acting. All right, here we are with the acting. Deacon's part, there's really nothing he can do because of the the lights, but he could bring it down and just cut the top off a little bit like this. So bringing it down, get more of the body, zoom in a little bit more. With here, there's too much open space. You want to zoom in on these four. The headroom is good. The feet are okay. You can kind of zoom in and cut off some feet, which would be all right. And notice they're not even on yet. Cameras are off. Are they gonna miss it?
Wow, wasn't that just magical?
Yep, they missed it.
Northern Lights are breathtaking. Absolutely. I feel like we're in a fairy tale. And look how the colors dance. It's like we're our own tour party.
All right, looking at Cameron's, this is pretty good. Not too much headroom. That's good. You cut off some of the feet, which is fine. This is really good. I like this one. This, yeah, you can't. There's nothing, Morgan, you can do. But to be more zoomed in, try to get them within the picture. This one's up too high. You got to bring it down. Get more of the body and zoom in.
Show just for us. It's almost as if they understand us toys. Speaking of understanding, have you noticed how chaotic things have been at the children's home lately? Oh yes, the toys are scattered everywhere. And the Legos, so many starting with Lego. And the dolls, they seem to be constantly at each other's throats. I'm not sure what happened to the sister barn.
All right, that was pretty good. I like this one, and I like this one. Very nice. This one, you got the lights in the way. Nothing you can do about that. Okay, Michael's camera, we got this light kind of blasting. It's kind of blasting here. You want to get above the light. Zoom in. You need more top, need some more space at the top because this is way too close. And you'd want to be above the light so it's not blaring you in the camera lens. Deacon, not too bad. You could probably zoom in a little, kind of get the lights and the speakers out of the way, and this would be good. Cameron, see, we don't want to get all of this. We want you to be inside the last person or just outside the last person. So you don't have to look at the camera. You can look outside the camera and say, okay, she's the last person. Don't go beyond her. Don't go this way. Stop where she is. So you're like this. And then go the other way. Nice. You could zoom in a little bit more. There's a lot of head space. There's some feet space. Kind of zoom in. Morgan, I don't know where you are. You're not recording. This is good, Cameron. That's good. You got some headroom. Cutting off some of the feet is fine. This is perfect. This one needs to go up. Deacon, it's good. Might be able to zoom in a little. Morgan, where are you? This is good. Okay, Morgan finally made it into the song. It's too close. She needs to back it up, get some more faces and bodies into the camera. The head space isn't too bad. Got to back it up a little bit. This one, yes, you got to go up more. Okay, let's look at the acting for the next scene. Okay, Cameron and Morgan, where are you? Michael's camera's not too bad, but zoom in a little bit more. Too much headspace. Deacon, that's probably, you could zoom in a little bit, but nothing you can do about this. Cameron and Morgan, if you were there, you'd be helpful.
Please pardon this holly jolly announcement.
This one's good.
Dottie and Clover, please report to the principal's office.
Now Michael's camera moving really fast, way too fast. You just want to slowly zoom out and move over. Okay, this is where we needed to split up as camera people and do a specific job and allow other people to do a different job as well. Michael, it's not bad, but you're kind of getting the back of the heads. So it might be best if Michael's camera was just on the principal. Morgan's camera, instead of trying to get the principal into the scene, you would just focus on the three elves. That would be better. Then I can jump back between this scene and this scene. That would be helpful. This one, for where you, Cameron, that's probably a good shot. You could probably zoom in a little bit more. Deacon, nothing you can really do because they're turned their back on you and you've got lights and speakers in the way. Deacon, there's nothing you can do. But the three, if you would have focused just on the elves here, focused just on the principal here, and what you did here, just zoom in a little bit more, that would have been really good. So almost perfect. So if we look at what the acting on the diagram, Clover, Chester, Dottie, this camera focusing on them would be perfect. One of these cameras 1 or 4, focusing on the principal, and maybe one of these cameras a little wider out, kind of getting both, which is kind of what we had. And then this camera over here, because of the speakers and the lights, it wasn't able to work. All right, when we get to scene 3, here's where there's a lot of things going on all over the place. So you want to be picking certain things to be focused on with the cameras. A lot of the cameras can focus on these 3, and then you have Blaze, Willow, and Link. They come up, and so now there's 6 of them up there. Some of you can focus in on just the elves. Another one focused just on the captains, and then they're going to be splitting up. And one thing to remember, the cameras on this side, you want to focus your cameras more on this way because you can see better. And then the cameras on this side, it's best if you focus over here. But then when you get closer, you focus on the same side when people are up close. So here you could focus on Blaze, Willow, and Link, and over here you focus on the three elves. Would be really good, and then you can follow them in that sense. And then when they're here as well, this one focuses here, this camera focuses over here. We have the toys, which would be good for those in the middle, focusing on here, on the toys when they speak. And then here down on the bottom, this is where all of the actions running around. The camera on this side can get Dottie and Chester. The camera over here can get Dottie and Clover. And then you're also getting the people on the floor as they're moving around. These cameras can get all of the running around because they're not going to be able to get Chester, Dottie, Clover. These two cameras in the middle would probably be getting the cast running around. Okay? And we'll show that. All right, Deacon, yours is good. You can zoom in a little bit more. Cameron, this is good. Going back and forth. This is good, Cameron. Morgan, you need to bring it down. Get more of the bodies. Way too much headroom. Alright, these three cameras did really good for this part. Really nice. Now we need to focus on the three elves.
Whoa! I didn't know they actually did that! Yeah, they tend to do that. It's like an automatic response. You both would know that if you both are this way handbook.
Okay, Cameron's got right on scene for the three elves. Really good. A little bit too much headroom here. Too much headroom. Got to zoom in a little bit more. Morgan can zoom in a little bit more. Too much headroom. Let's see how it goes.
I want to try. Chester, no! Okay, fine. Wait, you have a handbook?
All right, Michael's works out good, and Cameron picks her up. Michael picks this up. Okay. Now what we would like, once they're all set up here, is to have the camera on this side picking up these three, the camera on the right side picking up the three elves. We could have a camera in the middle picking up the whole group. And the fourth camera could be a little bit wider as well.
Chester, Clover, I'm Link. Whoa! You can call me Blaze.
This is good.
Why you were here? We were saying to help you guys through the holiday season. Aw, yay! That is so sweet.
Okay, Morgan, you could zoom in a little bit more. Cameron, this isn't bad. This is good. Michael's camera's good as well.
These are secrets. That's a negative. I'll take hers. Of course you will.
Deacon, you could zoom in a little bit more.
False alarm, toys. Good work. As you were. Well, if you're here to help.
Okay, Morgan, because you're up high, you would need to zoom in a little bit more on the actors. Deacon, you might want to zoom in as well. Cameron, you could probably zoom out and just kind of get the cast and the actors in the background. There's really nothing you can do. Michael as well, just zoom out because you're down on the floor level. Okay, here's where we've got actors in different places. Deacon would be good to be focused on the elves because he's way over here and he could focus on the elves better. Michael, getting these four, just needs to come over a little bit more. Not too bad. Cameron, you need to widen out. Morgan, nothing you can do. You got speakers and lights in the way. So maybe you could actually just focus on the cast because this isn't going to work. Focus in on the cast or the elves.
So, should I go Buster from the candy store? Because this isn't looking good. No, we can do this. We just have to figure this whole thing out. I say
Deacon, this is good.
What they need. I'm not helping Miss Magenta Princess Piper find
Morgan, too much headroom. Zoom in.
Yeah, let's talk to them. It can't be that hard. Right? Yeah, they're just boys.
Cameron, just focus on the four toys. Michael, this one's good.
Who are they? That one doesn't look nice. I heard inside there.
A little bit more headroom up here. There you go.
I'm going to ask them for your toolbox. We can barely fit them. So,
Deacon, this is good. You focus on them. You can get in closer.
I just want to go one day without hearing about the holiday toys. Just one day. Do you think they'll give us two of us? Get rid of us. You can't get another one of me.
Okay, so here's where the running around takes place. Deacon, this is good. You're further out. You could zoom in a little bit more. Michael's camera needs to go up. He's on the floor, so he's not going to be able to, he can pan back and forth, but there's too much floor. Cameron, this is good. You can go back and forth with Cameron's. Morgan, way too much. You need to bring it down. This is good. This is good. Okay, too much floor. Go up, zoom in. Morgan, this is better. You could zoom in some more though. It's good. This is good. Michael's camera got on the actors real quick. This was good. Morgan's not too bad. Still kind of far away. Maybe you focus in on these two to get closer, because she'll be walking over. Deacon, you can zoom in a little bit more. This is good, Cameron. Michael's could be a little bit more. Here's the last scene. Tons of people up on the stage. This is where we've got to separate where we're focusing. So this camera wants to focus over here. Teachers 1, 2, 3, 4 and principal. This camera wants to focus on Dottie, Chester, Clover over here. These two, you can focus here, this one can focus over here, and then when Blaze, Link, and Willow come in, you can kind of get these, and this one can kind of get these. So let's check out scene 4. Cameron, Morgan, where is it? Where are you?
Welcome to the official release of the toy shop for the 2023 holiday season.
Okay. Cameron, you finally came in, and this isn't bad, this is good. So you're on the floor. You need to cut some of the top off, so you got to zoom in, bring it down a little bit. Deacon, you got to zoom in. Morgan, you're not here. Also, Michael's got to go up and zoom in.
Today, we will review the actions and solutions attempted by the 3 elves that are up for probation.
Morgan, zoom in a little bit more, and then when the elves come in, you follow the elves over to their seats. Same with Cameron. When the elves come in, you follow them over to their seats.
Clover King, Chester Chapman, and Dottie Davidson. Elves, you may now be seated.
Morgan, you can zoom in.
Panel of your teachers. Myself, as well as your teachers, will ask
Deacon,
you to
focus on these.
We will discuss your answers and the evidence. You all will then hear if you graduate from the Elf Academy or if you will be expelled. Elves, do you understand? Yes.
Michael needs to just focus here.
Chester, how many toys did you have? Dottie, who was responsible for turning? Chester, who brought out the toy?
Focus in.
Clover, who's supposed to look so like the road of problems the toys had? No, how did you relate to the toys' problem?
Okay. So Michael needs to focus in closer. Morgan needs to come in closer, zoom in. Deacon, don't worry about them, the elves. Focus in over here. Cameron, not too bad, but kind of bring it over. Zoom in a little. So now we got some better ideas on what we can and can't do. So as we look at the diagram, this is for the split, the one that we're working on now. Kind of give you an idea of what you need to focus on. So the camera over here, you're going to focus over here, 1, 2, 3 on the clerk. Camera way over here is going to focus on the clerk, A, B, C. When there's dancing, you're going back and forth, also going back and forth. When they move up to the tables and desks, instead of focusing here, you're going to focus on these 3. You'll focus on these 3. These 2 can focus on the clerk when they move up to this area. Scene 2, we've got a lot of people up on the stage. So the cameras over here, you're going to focus on these three, 3, 2, 1. This camera is going to focus on ABC. The two middle cameras one camera zooms in close. Camera 4 can be a little bit wider. Doing the same thing here, focusing on ABC. Here, 3, 2, 1. The middle two, the clerk, and we've got dancing. Here there's some movement around. These two can focus on the whole section. The one, like number 1, can be focused really up close, maybe pick up a couple people at a time and just kind of pan back and forth. And this one can be a little wider, kind of getting the lefties and the righties as well. So those are some ideas we can work on.